It's your boy, Jeff Jones.
You know who it is. It's the one and only upset specialist in the house, Thomas Boykin.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I heard them say it is who? Mr. Mike Jones.
And this is 234 Sports Talk. Fellas, a lot of NBA action happening in the playoffs. My goodness, yesterday, the Heat and the Celtics went at it. Boston coming out on top 114 to 94. The Mavericks and the Clippers went at it. Mavericks losing to the Clippers 109 to 97. The Bucks and the Pacers, my Bucks, might I add. My Bucks beat the Pacers 109 to 94. And then last night's game, the Pelican and the Thunder, which was a good game. I say a great game. With the Thunder coming out on top 94 to 92. Fellas, a lot of NBA action even happening today. But as we look at the games that happened on yesterday, what do you guys think about those games?
Well, number one, we thought who Boston was. They are. They're the Boston Celtics. They are geared to win the Eastern Conference, and they handled their business in game one. We will see if they will keep the same mentality for game two. It's just way their Boston series. They're way overmatched. Boston is overshadowing them to a fault. It's like they don't have a inkling of a shot, but we'll see what happens. The Bucks shocked me. I thought, especially with Indiana beating them all year, I figured Indiana would have their number, but they shocked me. Damian Lillard went absolutely bananas the first half. I'm like, wow, didn't see that one coming. Not for 35 and a half. Didn't see that coming. Okay. I gotta keep my eyes peeled on that one. Uh my Los Angeles Lakers is in a lot of trouble. Uh Denver is a little more than what they can handle right now. They're still trying to figure some things out. Denver has pretty much everything in check. So I think my Lakers are in deep kimchi, as we used to say. So uh Dallas shocked me. I think they got out star powered. Don't get me wrong. Luka and Kyrie's a good mix, but when you got the likes of what the Clippers have as far as firepower offensively, you're gonna get out star powered. You have a big two, they got a big three. So it does. It kind of shocked me. I figured Luka and Kyrie would kind of pull that out, but I think they might be up for the challenge. The Clippers might be up for the challenge. We'll see what happens game two. Uh, I I anticipate a lot tighter games. What you got on it, MJ?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, all the games, I don't know, like you said, that Milwaukee game, it shocked me. I didn't watch the first half. I watched bits and pieces of the second half, but uh when I did turn it on, man, Milwaukee was doing their thing, was a big shock to me. Um, for me, the Clippers, man, I know that I think they were playing in Los Angeles, but I really thought Dallas would be the better team. I really did, and me and you had spoke about uh, uh, Luca being the MVP, uh, the league
Right.
MVP, and I just thought maybe, man, in order for him to do that, I just thought Dallas really, and it's not over. It's just on one game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I look for most of these games, man, to kind of eventually settle down, and we're gonna see I believe the higher seeds to win these ball games. Like you said, Boston, man, they got too much for the Heat, and but I'm very shocked with the Pelicans, man, for them hanging with Oklahoma City. without Zion Williamson. Now that's a shocker to me. So, but at the same time, they are used to playing without him as well. So, when you don't have your guy most of the season and stuff like that, I guess you learn how to play, ball without him. And but yeah, I look for the rest of the games to be pretty good, man. Hopefully, and and we'll see some real good matches here later on.
Absolutely. I think had a chance to win that game too. The Pelicans had a chance to win that on a last second shot and missed the last second shot. So it's not like the Pelicans got blown out. They played a solid game. They just came up a little short on the offensive end on tying it up in the last second to put it in the OT. So we'll see what happens game two. The Pelicans might come out better prepared game two and not make as many mistakes as they made in game one, which should be an attribute to coaching. Like, this is what we did wrong game one. This is what we can simplify and fix in game two. So hopefully we get a better outcome game two. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they make.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, guys. My head goes out to the Pelicans. Like I said, man, they are peaking. Even though they lost that ball game, it seemed like they are peaking at the right time too. You know what I mean? They had a pretty good season, I thought. And and this is how you grow as an organization, man. You might not win those games, but at least they're not getting blowed out or anything like that, man. They are right in the thick of things, man, when the final horn goes off. So my head definitely goes out to the Pelicans. They probably gonna make Oklahoma City life miserable these next couple of games, man. The Thunder might win them all, but they're gonna make them sweat for real.
Yeah, I think they're going to make them know that they've been there. They're going to let them know that they're there because they're not running away with any of those games. Well, they didn't run away with the first one anyway, so I anticipate some tight games coming down the stretch for games two through 6 or 7, depending upon how it goes. So I look for much tighter games.
Yeah, fellas. And speaking of the Pelicans, Zion, being injured, I think he's not scheduled to come back, or they're gonna look at him. I believe it's like May 1st or something like that. So without him, they still a pretty good team. I think that both of these teams are pretty much evenly matched. It was a tight game, close game, but at the same time, they're a different team without their star player. But guys like Ingram, he could do his thing. So, but I think that if he comes back in this series, that's gonna really swing things. So if they're able to take the next game, this gonna be real interesting.
Absolutely.
As we go further, fellas, as we go further with the Clippers and the Mavericks, Kawhi, of course, being injured and out. Do you guys believe that when he comes back, that it's going to be a difference maker for the Clippers? Is it going to be more, as far as giving them more firepower? Because when I looked at it, the big man in the middle, Zubac, is that his name?
Yeah.
I know I might be. Now, when you look in the middle, I think that's what the X factor was in that game. He showed up. And then you have Harden and Paul George doing their thing, and then the big man. So if you get Kawhi in the mix, man, I'm gonna tell the truth with you guys. I thought Dallas was gonna show have a better showing. I don't think they stand a chance in this series.
I think you still haven't had Luka be Luka for any of that series yet. You haven't had Kyrie be Kyrie yet in that series. So the response is going to be when they decide to wake up, say if they wake up game two, what's your reaction? Or should I say, what's your response going to be to the counterpunch when they light up? What's your counterpunch going to be? Are you going to be able to run with them, or are you going to have to suck up the storm and catch up? It's all on what adjustments they make, because heaven forbid you get Luka and Kyrie on at the same time, then you got a headache. Because now it's a matter of working the ball and finding an open shot and getting them the ball in open spaces and in their places and then you're looking at easy shot making for them too when they're on. So we'll have to see, because as we all know, I'm not counting on James Harden, especially playoff James Harden. It's gonna have to come down to Paul George pretty much carrying that load, because at some point in this series, James Harden's gonna go to sleep. He always does. It's guaranteed.
I'm like this, man. With Kawhi Leonard coming back, yeah, I mean, anything that you can get from him definitely helps that team be a little bit better. But the thing with Kawhi Leonard is, in these playoffs and regular season, you kind of have to you have to watch his minutes. You have to manage his minutes, even in the playoffs. You know what I mean? He can't go all out, 4 quarters or 2 quarters, whatever. You gotta pick and plug when you're gonna play him, and get the most out of him during the ball game. But I wouldn't look for them to play him extensive minutes. But whatever you do get from him, it definitely help them be a better ball club. And like you said, Thomas, you get Kyrie Irving and Big Luke, you get them two going, man, at the same time. You get some extra pieces. Like I said, I thought Dallas would definitely have the upper hand in this, man. But maybe I haven't paid that much attention to the Clippers. So I don't know. The Clippers are looking pretty dangerous here.
Now, the one thing that plays in the Clippers' favor in this is that if Harden goes to a point where he absolutely stinks, they can always bring in Westbrook. So they do kind of got a little bit of leeway at the guard position. They got a little bit of leniency with that. But other than that, yeah, the Clippers look like they're kind of poised to take Dallas out if they don't wake up.
With this Bucks Pacers series, fellas, we know that Giannis is out and probably be out for the next game too. But I'm assuming he'll be back for game 3. That's what I'm assuming. But with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Pacers series, do you guys believe that Indiana will bounce back? Because when I looked at Indiana play, I really didn't think they even showed up, truthfully, besides Siakam.
Uh, I think it goes back to what we kind of discussed earlier. Uh, with Giannis out, the ball moves differently, and different people are able to take better shots versus when Giannis is bringing the ball down, playing iso ball. So it gives the team a different feeling, a different chemistry. So, and that's something that Indiana's not used to. They're used to defending Giannis and making everybody else take tough shots, because the way Giannis plays ball, he's going to make his team take tough shots. So with him being out, it changes the ball. It changes the game plan. And with Dame able to take over a game at any time, i.e. game 1, what are you going to do to counterpunch? And obviously game 1, they didn't have a counterpunch. So now they got to go back to the drawing board and be like, look, we got to revamp our thinking on defense, because now we don't have to guard Giannis because Giannis ain't there. So what are we going to do to defend Dame, to make Dame take tough shots and make everybody else take tough shots like we normally do? That's the conversation that the Pacers got to have. If they don't have that conversation, look for Milwaukee to run them out of game 2 as well. If they don't make any of these adjustments, Milwaukee will run them right out of game 2 as well. What you got on them, Jay?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna really go into any position battles or anything like that, or who's playing or who's not playing. But what I will say, with Indiana being a young ball club, and the thing about it is Indiana can beat Milwaukee all season, but man, NFL playoffs,
Yeah,
hockey
absolutely.
playoffs, basketball playoffs,
Absolutely.
it's a different level. And if you're
Absolutely.
not coming in prepared and looking to step your game up, you can't just rely on, well, hey, we beat them, the last couple times we played. No, we're on a whole nother level. And you got Doc Rivers coaching them, man. He knows this is, he knows what it's like to play in the playoff. You got a lot of those guys on the team that has playoff experience. And so right now, I think Indiana is starstruck. I'm not saying starstruck, but right now they didn't took a blow to the head, and maybe that will wake them up, and maybe that'll get them going. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was even shocked at the defense that the Bucks played. You had Brook Lopez coming in and blocking shots like the old Brook Lopez. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens, fellas. We got some more NBA action going on. Game 2's going on tonight. At halftime, the Cavaliers lead the Magic 58-44. Cavaliers are already up in that series 1-0 and leading at halftime there. And then you have the 76ers and Knicks playing. It's 44-34. The 76ers are ahead with 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the second quarter. And then tonight at 9, got Mr. Boykin's Lakers going against the Nuggets. Fellas, as we look at these games, what do you think about these games?
It's shocking. Well, I'm not shocked Cleveland is winning. Cleveland is sneaky. You don't know which Cleveland you're gonna get. But they are a legitimate challenge for anybody. You're not just gonna go in and run them over. They're gonna give you a bit of a fight. The Knicks, I anticipated the Knicks to kind of win this series with the way they're playing ball, even with the return of Embiid and with Maxey balling out. I still think overall the Knicks are still much more solid basketball team, especially down the stretch. They've been playing pretty outstanding ball. So halftime being down, a lot of basketball left to be played. A half of basketball is eternity. So we'll see what happens with that. As far as my Lakers go, I look for them to come out with a little more fight. I hope they come out with a little more fight. Reports are having that LeBron James is sitting this game. So I look for the Lakers to move a little differently and move the ball into AD a little more. I look for AD to respond and play a better game against Jokic, but they still got to account for Murray and the rest of the crew. So I still think LA, although they're my team and I hope they're coming out with some different energy, they got their backs. This is almost a must win for LA. I don't think they can afford to go down 2-0, even though they're going back home. I don't think they can afford to go down 2-0 to Denver. I think it bodes really bad if they go down 2-0. What you got on it, MJ?
Yeah, I'm gonna echo the same as far as Cleveland and Orlando. Cleveland, they got some great players on their team that can play for any organization. So I really don't see much change in there. I think Cleveland may sweep Orlando, but man, we'll see on that. Now, as far as the 76ers and the Knicks, I'm gonna say this, man. My honest opinion, I feel like they got some bad calls in game 1. I think Maxey, man, I felt like he got fouled quite a bit in the first game. Uh, but it is what it is. They still lost the ball game. So I'm not shocked that Philadelphia is up in this ball game at the halftime. I really look for Philly to actually win this ball game. This series right here is gonna go back and forth, I believe, before it's decided on who would advance to the next series. So I look for it to go back and forth. As far as the Lakers and Denver is concerned, man, Denver is picking up right where they left off last season in the playoffs and the championship game. They look smooth, they look unfazed, they look composed. They might sweep the Lakers. Who knows? Who knows? It's very possible, man. So that's where I'm at with that, man.
Also, give a stat too. Even though I hate to admit it, but they've beaten. I think the last stat I saw with that Lakers and Nuggets series, they've beaten the Lakers like 9 in a row. Going back to the last postseason, they've beaten them like 9 in a row. So,
Wow.
so I think they pretty much got the Lakers number. I think unless they change up some things, they got the Lakers number all day. So I need them to come out with some different energy and some a little more zest and zeal in their game. If they
Toxic.
don't, they're gonna get hammered again.
Hey, I'm gonna say this too, man. Like when certain key players are out for some of these playoff teams, it do seem like other players do step up. Like you said, you look for AD to sit and have a better game. I look for that little supporting cast that they had last season when they first put them together before LeBron James, while he was out. They
Right.
played really well together. And sometimes you get a player like a LeBron James, although he's a great player, sometimes, man, you get guys they just don't perform well with superstar in the rotation, and
Absolutely.
it seems like they play a lot harder, they play a lot smarter, they're confident, they know that they got to take that shot. They know that LeBron ain't in their ear hollering at them, fussing at them, or whatever. And so, it very, very may well be that the Lakers come out, man, a total different team, and they might run Denver out the gym tonight, but simply because they don't have their star player, which is really weird. But I know a lot of LeBron fans are like, there's no way the Lakers are going to beat Denver without LeBron on the court. But hey, man, guys step up, man. This is the playoffs, and who knows, man. AD might have that triple double.
Keyword, like you just said, they're not gonna beat Denver without LeBron. They can't beat Denver with LeBron. So what's the difference?
Right, right. Right. I don't know, man.
I just think they got to come with some different energy. If they don't, they're going to get blasted again, game 2.
Well, you got to take it to the champs if you want to take their title.
To be the
That's
champ,
what you
you
got
got
to
to beat
do.
the champ. That's for sure.
All right, fellas, let's talk a little boxing. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney went at it. My goodness. In the WBC super lightweight title fight, but the belt didn't change hands because Ryan Garcia didn't make weight. But Ryan Garcia, he dominated Devin Haney. Fellas, what do you think about Ryan Garcia? And actually, what do you think about what he should do next? Who should fight next?
I think they should have a rematch and have the belt on the line with him making weight and see what they gonna do. With him not being able to take the title away because of not making the weight, you still fighting, but in essence, it's a regular old fight. It's nothing on the line. So now we need to have that rematch with the weight being made so that the belt's on the line. Then it's going to be a different feel. Because I believe that being the case, I believe he probably went in there like, I ain't got to worry about losing my title, so I can put up a bad showing if I want to, but I'm not losing my title. But in the same token, I didn't get a chance to see the fight, but from what I'm hearing, Ryan Garcia just disrespected this cat for the tail end of this fight. So from what I'm hearing, from what it sounds, Tank doesn't really want a rematch with that. Haney doesn't really want a rematch with that, especially with a title being on the line. Yeah, he took a loss, but ironically, you took a loss but didn't lose your title. Who does that? So I believe we need to see a rematch with that, with the belt actually on the line, with him making weight, and you got to actually fight your fight now. you got something to lose. So I need to see that rematch. That's me personally. What you got on them, Jay?
Yeah, man, you said something there. That's a good take on that, man. Yeah, when you don't have anything to lose, sometimes but you always got pride as far as a boxer too. You know what I mean? And I think Garcia, he put it on him. He put up a shut up. But I would love to see a rematch between the two and see how it goes from there. If it's a beat down by Garcia, Devin, he don't need the food with a boy no more. Let it go. but
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
man, the thing about it is, I don't know why Garcia didn't make the weight. I don't know what that situation was about. But I will give Haney some credit. He could have tapped out. He could have tapped out of that boxing match, but it shows that he has a will to. And it's great to see two young boxers like that go at it. And it's great for the sport, man. And hopefully, man, they can get a good rivalry going, man. Something, we could definitely hold on to that next every time they decide they want to fight each other, man. It's well worth the ticket to go watch. And
Absolutely.
so I'm looking forward, and I hope they do box again, and I hope everybody's in the same weight class. Everybody's and the titles are up or whatever it's gonna be, and and now I think this fight, if they fight again, it'll gain more attention by the media, and that way you, Thomas, you would definitely be watching. And so we're gonna see,
Absolutely.
man. But something tells me that if they do fight again, and I think Garcia is a much stronger boxer, but we'll see. We'll see what if stipulations are different. We'll see how it goes. But congratulations, Garcia, man. He was the better fighter on Saturday night, man.
fellas. I'm gonna add this to this. I really don't think that Devin Haney want to see Ryan Garcia again. I really don't. I'm gonna tell the truth, I thought it would be a closer fight, and I thought that Devin Haney would outpoint Ryan Garcia. I thought he would stay away from Ryan Garcia's left hook, but he wasn't able to do that. Um, man, I'm telling you, when you look at this fight, you said it, Mike. Garcia was the stronger fighter, man, and he just dominated him. Besides when he got rocked, Garcia got rocked by Haney. But other than that, he really dominated the fight. He took it to him. And I thought that it was some bad reffing. The referee was getting in between them and everything, and he was pretty much saving Devin Haney from a lot of the punishment that he could have took. And I think that Ryan probably would have knocked him out had that ref not been involved so much. Because Ryan was all over him. Man, I'm really disappointed at what I saw from Devin Haney. I expected a much better showing from him. And if I'm Ryan, I'm now Ryan, the ball is in his court. Because if you all remember before this, they were trying to say that Ryan was crazy. That, yeah, Ryan Garcia crazy. He doing this, he doing that, and they were just really bad mouthing the guy. And a lot of people said that if he lost this fight, if he had lost this fight, they said that his career probably would have been over. Because everybody would have took him as a joke. But now the ball is in his court since he pretty much destroyed Haney. Man, that seventh round,
Mm-hmm.
Haney was on the ground mostly the whole fight on that mat. So I look at it like this: the ball is in his court. I think that now he can try to get a rematch with Tank, or he can get a Shakur Stevenson and try to fight him. I think that and whoever else he want to fight. So I think if I'm him, I'll sit back and I'll talk to my people and I'll see what we can bring to the table besides a rematch with a guy that he pretty much destroyed. And I think if they got at it again, he'll probably get knocked out maybe like second or third round.
Well,
I
listen,
believe
Jeff.
that fight still needs to happen again, just for the sake of having the belt on the line. He might not want to see it again, but he's going. In essence, what Ryan Garcia just did was made himself a number one contender. If you think about it in those terms, you just beat a champ, not with the championship on the line. So you gotta be the number one contender. So you gotta fight him again. That's just my take on it.
But listen, guys, I'm like this too. I'm gonna go back in history with Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. When Buster Douglas handled Mike Tyson that particular night, if that fight had happened another time, 2 or 3 times, do you think Buster Douglas could have done it repeatedly like that? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, in a sport, boxing, sometime. Now, I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes it could be just that boxer's night. You know what I mean? But and like I said, I'm not sitting taking anything away from Garcia. It was definitely his night. I mean, he looked the better part. And and if they had to fight next Saturday, I'm gonna take Garcia. But I'm just saying, sometime, man, I'm just wondering, was it just Garcia night? If Haney could sit and prepare a little different, do something different, you know what I mean? Or is it once a fight loses to a certain fighter, is it always gonna be that way? That's what I'm just asking.
Might not be. But back to your Buster Douglas Mike Tyson analogy. Yeah. It's a lot of controversy behind that one, buddy. But because I'm gonna tell you like this, I like boxing. I pay attention to little nuances. The round prior to him beating Mike Tyson was the absolute longest 10 count I ever seen in my life when he dropped Buster Douglas.
That's because Mike Tyson didn't go back to a neutral corner, so the ref didn't start the count. That's what the ref said.
Yeah, but if you watch the replay, he was in a neutral corner. That was the longest 10 count. 1, come on, man, get up. You can get up. 2, you can do it, man. You can do it. Nah, no, no, no. So, and the only thing that really shocked me with that is that if you paid attention to Buster Douglas, never gave him a rematch.
Thanks.
Because we all know, had there been a rematch, he'd have got destroyed. Because he lost the belt to a Holyfield, correct?
Yeah, Holyfield came and destroyed him.
Holyfield beat the brakes off that dude, man.
Took his lunch money. He took his lunch money.
So, in essence, you can say, yeah, I one-time Mike Tyson, but come on, man, champion. It's always been since the annals of boxing. When a champ loses his belt, he already got an automatic rematch clause. So come on, man. Why ain't you fighting Mike? If you're better than Mike Tyson, you should have been able to beat him twice. Just saying. But that's a topic for a whole nother day.
Yeah, we'll see what happened. But congratulations to Ryan Garcia
Absolutely.
for going in and taking care of business, man. And he beat an elite fighter. So now,
absolutely,
here we go. Let's see what happens, fellas. All right, fellas, it's time for our segment, Stirring the Pot. I got a good one for you fellas today, and I'm gonna make you think. Who do you think were some of the dirtiest NBA players of all time? Some of the dirtiest NBA players of all time. Let's go back and forth with this.
Come on, man. That's easy. Come on. That ain't no well, my opinion. That's easy. The king was Bill Laimbeer. Easy, hands down. Hands down, Bill Laimbeer. If you look at through the annals of NBA, through Bill Laimbeer's career, everybody fought Bill Laimbeer. Why? Common denominator. If everybody fights you, you the common denominator. Come on, man. It's real simple. Dude, if you even got to the point where you got Larry Bird to throw punches, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. You get Larry Bird to punch you while you on the ground. Come on, man. That come on.
All right. Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Let's let you get up in this conversation, man.
Well, I'm gonna go with one guy, man. I know Thomas said, Bill Laimbeer. I'm gonna go with Mr. Grayson Allen, man. He hadn't been. He's still a current
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. I had to think about it for a minute. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you also, the Morris twins, the brothers.
Oh, the Morris brothers, yeah.
Yeah, man, you have to watch out for them players, man. They'll do some old slick stuff, man, for real, and get you hurt.
Oh,
But
your boys from Indiana was good for that too. The Davis boys.
Oh yeah. I got another one for you, Mr. Rick Mahorn.
Oh, absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Them bad boys.
Absolutely. I got another one for you too. And he wound up playing for Jordan, Mr. Charles Oakley.
Yeah, Oakley. Oh, man. I think a lot of guys were scared of Oakley, man.
And, bruh, for good reason. For good reason.
I'm going to give you two players, but I'm going to tell you, one I think was a dirty player. The other one just used antics. One is Dennis Rodman. I think he used antics. I don't think he was ever a dirty player.
Yeah, he used a lot of stuff to get in your head.
Exactly.
Right. And the other player that reminded me of him was Ron Artest. Now, I think Ron Artest, I don't know if he's psychologically not right in the head or if he's a dirty player, but I'm going to give it to him as a dirty player.
Ron Artest is just a big dummy. See, to me, he's not a dirty player. He just takes advantage of people he can take advantage of. Case in point, the malice in the palace.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you go back and look at the start of that fight, Artest got mushed by Big Man from Detroit. Did you see him run up on him? He ran up in the stands. I'm going to beat up a fan before I go jump on somebody that mushed me in the face. Come on, man. You got mushed in the face. You supposed to fight because you're supposed to fight the guy that mushed you in the face.
Hey,
but you went into the stands. Come on, man.
I got one more, and then I'm done with my picks. And Jeff, you probably might have this on your agenda too. Out of Golden State, Mr. Draymond Green.
Draymond. I was waiting on y'all, man. I was waiting on y'all.
Oh, I wouldn't call Draymond dirty.
What?
I wouldn't call Draymond dirty.
Hey, check the tape. Check the tape.
I checked the tape. There are some things that he's done that's been like questionable. Then there's some stuff that he's done like, oh, dude, that was blatant.
Man, that WWE booze.
But for the most part, Draymond's pretty straight. For the most part. For the most part.
I don't know.
Man, there's been so many people that's just been like, ugh. Phew.
I got one for you, fellas.
What's that?
The mailman, Karl Malone.
You thought he was dirty?
Man, that dude dropped more bowls.
If that be the case, your boy was low key with his too.
Who that?
His point guard, John Stockton.
Yeah, I heard he was dirty too. Yeah.
He was slick with his though.
That's what I said. He's low key.
Real slick with it.
Hey, Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge was
Oh,
low
heck,
key
oh,
dirty.
absolutely. Absolutely Danny Ainge. Absolutely Danny Ainge. Another Celtic that's like, why, dude? Why?
I got y'all. Dylan from the Rockets. Used to play for
Dylan
the
Brooks.
Grizzlies.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
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 Dylan Brooks, another one.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
watch out for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
Dirty player.
I can see that. I can see that.
And Zaza Pachulia. Is how I'm saying? I know I'm messing his name up.
Jaja Pachulia. Yeah.
Pachulia. Yeah, Pachulia. Remember what he did to Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that changed the series right there.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty, man. Dirty players, man.
Man, I would pretty much say if you went back to the 70s and 80s, if you did some old dirty type stuff, that's when you saw a lot of fighting went on. I mean, man, you could say a lot of them players were dirty back then because, like I said, they wouldn't let you drive through the lane. They wouldn't have it. So, would you consider that as a dirty player?
The Lakers Boston Celtics series had that. They made up their own set of rules, the no layup rules. You go in for a layup, you getting plastered.
Kurt Rambis.
Right.
Superman Kurt Rambis.
You getting plastered. If you go to the hole, you getting plastered all day, every day.
Man. Kurt Rambis, man.
Kurt, man.
Superman was taking a beating.
But see, the rules have changed. Like you said, in the 70s and 80s, if you yanked the guy out of the air or you elbowed him coming through the middle, back in the 70s and 80s, that was part of the game. But see, now if you do it, it really is considered a dirty play.
Oh, it's a flake. Oh, no, it ain't a dirty play. It's a flagrant one or a flagrant two, or you getting free throws or you getting ejected.
Yeah, you getting ejected. Yeah.
So, that's defense nowadays is harder because you, as a defender, you just can't do anything that you used to be able to do to stop somebody that has an offensive onslaught. So you put your hands on them now in the middle of the shot, that's an M1 or 3 M1. What do you do, bro? What do you do?
What y'all think about Rasheed Wallace? Do you think he was a dirty player?
I think Rasheed Wallace was one of the most unstoppable players in the league when he put his mind to it, especially if he played in the box.
Yeah, he was a head case though too.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the referees anyway.
Them guys threw some bowls, man.
Hey, but he's the one that came up with the
Wallace.
Hey, he the one that came up with ball don't lie.
Yeah, ball don't lie. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Ball don't lie, man. We've been saying it.
Yep, we've been saying that since we've been playing ball. Ball don't lie.
Right.
That ain't no foul. When you missed the free throw, ball don't lie, bro. It wasn't no foul.
Yep.
Well, fellas, it's been a real one.
Yes, sir.
Till the next time, this is 234 Sports Talk. You can catch us right here on YouTube. You can catch us on TikTok. You can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on X. Want you to like, want you to comment, want you to subscribe. We want to hear from you. Till the next time, once again, it's 234 Sports Talk. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.